Wolfenstein: The Old Blood is a game that reminds me why I love first-person shooters. It's not about multiplayer, it's not about playing online, it's about the constant, exciting, over-the-top, gameplay-driven fun. It starts off at the infamous Castle Wolfenstein, the location where the series first began. It's almost as if everything's come full circle. Old Blood is actually a prequel to the last Wolfenstein game called The New Order. It's actually a standalone expansion to that game, hence why it's quite short and why you can probably pick it up relatively cheaply. Once again, you play as William Blazkowicz, or as his friends call him, BJ.
Some people just call me BJ.
I like this better. You look like a BJ.
Thanks, I suppose.
Yeah, the series' main character is called BJ. I should probably make a joke about this, but that would be immature. Your mission is to infiltrate the castle and steal some important documents.
Aus Frankfurt. Sind Sie Frankfurter?
Ja, ein Hotdog.
Das war ein komischer Kauz.
Things soon start to go wrong though, and you find yourself as a prisoner. The game is then split into two parts, the first being all about your escape, and the second being all about you going on to complete your mission. It takes place in World War II, although not quite the World War II as we know it. It's in an alternate history where the Nazis actually went on to win the war. They did this mainly due to the fact that their technology was more advanced,
Jesus Christ, that's a big fucking dog.
and because of their research into the paranormal and the occult, which does actually have an element of truth about it. So even though the game is set in 1946, there's still a lot of strange and fictional things going on. What I found helped make this game so enjoyable was the variety. One minute you'd be sneaking around with a pipe trying to take out commanders silently, then you'd be blasting away on a turret which you can pick up and carry around if you want to, then you'd be blowing up zombies, at one point you'll even be waiting tables. Interesting fact about this bit, the voices that you can hear singing are actually the voices of all the developers. The motion capture was done by actors, but the singing was all the developers' handiwork after they learnt the necessary German and then got drunk. You'll fight in a variety of different locations, from the castle to the cable car down to the village at the bottom. There's even a graveyard that looks like it's come straight out of an old classic horror movie. Enemies fall to your bullets pretty quickly, so you can mow down an insane number of them in no time at all. But on the downside, you also die pretty quickly. BJ is no tank, so you have to be cautious about running around in the open. To help you out a bit, you've got armor and health. When you're at max health, you can still go on and pick up more health by overcharging it. However, the overcharge will slowly drain back down to the standard amount, so it's kind of like a temporary buff. The game also features a basic perk system. If you meet the set requirements, you unlock a perk. For example, kill X number of guys with a gun, and the gun's clip size will increase.
How many goddamn Nazis are there in this world?
Get enough stealth kills, and from that point on, stealth kills will recover some of your health. Kill 20 people with the last bullet in your clip, then you can speed up reloading by mashing the reload button rather than just pressing it once. Something which I probably did most of the time anyway. Come on, 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 come on. Speaking of mashing buttons, I do have one little annoyance with the game. To pick up health and ammo, you have to press the square button. So after every major fight, you have to run around constantly tapping square to pick up all the stuff that the dead Nazis dropped. But why do you have to do this? Why can't you just pick this sort of stuff up automatically? There's no reason to not pick it up, so you shouldn't have to press a button in order to do it. The control in the game is perfect. Everything just felt right. The control layout was right, the movement speed was right. We're not reinventing the wheel here or anything, and by now an FPS should control right, but it's nice to see it when it's done perfectly. From now on, every shooter should just copy Wolfenstein. One of the coolest parts of the game occurs when you go to sleep. On each level there's a bed for BJ to have a nap in, but when you do, BJ has a nightmare as he remembers his past experiences from Wolfenstein 3D. This idea is ingenious. It's one of the best examples I've ever seen of a game cleverly giving a little nod to its past, while at the same time giving a nostalgic kick to its players. Don't get me wrong, I love online multiplayer shooters as much as the next person. After all, Battlefield 4 does sit at number 3 on my list of favourite games of all time. But somewhere along the way, it seems like game developers forgot the art of the FPS campaign. Thankfully, with Wolfenstein The Old Blood and Wolfenstein The New Order, MachineGames have proved that when done right, a single player campaign can still be as fun and as relevant as ever. Thanks for watching.
Is your contact on the village?
Claus.
Who is this Claus?
Santa Claus.
I took my gun and I vanished.